All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first video in the accountancy series. So, typically, when we start with a certain series, of course, you have to begin with the fundamental foundation topics. But today, I'm going to be starting with a different, more advanced topic. We're not going to dwell on the basic concepts in accountancy or even the introduction. But what we're going to do is we're going to focus on discussing the accountancy cycle. So that is because currently it is a Monday. It's 7 p.m. I just got home. And next week, Monday, I will be having a test in accountancy. And teaching this topic right now is my priority compared to the previous topic since I already underwent the test for that. So when it comes to tests, I'm so-called naninibago because in my previous school, we used to have tests for every topic that we took. But for this one, although the tests are quite fewer, like I think there's just gonna be three quizzes in the entire term. Those quizzes in particular have heavy, like, it has heavy grade components. Kumbaga, malaki yung hatak niya. And knowing my first quiz in accountancy didn't go so well. Well, of course I passed, but I could have done better. And now we will be better because now we will be trying to discuss the accountancy cycle. So I'm gonna try to discuss this freestyle. I don't have any notes with me. I'm just gonna rely on my memory. But should I need it, I have my phone with me to check up the source references of my prof. Alright, so let's start. So when I discuss this, I assume that you already have a basic knowledge in accountancy. So this is like a review for a test. That's where you can view it. That's how you can view it rather. It's not really a lecture for beginners, but more of a practice or a recap before an exam. Oh no, I got disconnected. Okay, I'll share screen again. Uh, all right. Let's just wait for it to load. Right, what a really long introduction. What a way to start our series right now. But the first step is, of course, to analyze. This is working. I hope I don't get disconnected again. Okay. So there are four steps that I've studied so far, but I know that there are eight steps. So this one is is this a service business or wait, let me double check. Let me pause the recording for a while. Okay, apologies for the troubleshoot. But what we're gonna be doing is accountancy for a service business. So a service business, these are businesses that deliver services instead of goods like products. Instead of those, like they often offer services like the legal, legal law patents, yes. So that's an example because they provide intangible services, even medical. Medical, I believe, is also a type of service businesses, and baby haircut as well, and massage. So the Honda cycle. Oh my gosh, my handwriting. So there are four steps. So the first one is to analyze the transaction. Transaction. So when analyzing the transaction, I'm sure you've heard of this, but we have something called alere. So My prof told me that this is a mnemonic to remember the five areas in accountancy. So assets, liabilities, equity, revenue, and expenses. So alere, para daw magandang pakinggan. So when it comes to analyzing, you have to figure out that there are two things, debit and credit. So this is another mnemonic on how I want to remember it. So I remember it, I see a sort of pattern. So like debit, credits. Oh, my bad, my bad. So first of all, we have something called the normal balance, wherein if there's an increase in any of these five, you put that in the normal balance. So each of these has something called credits and debits. So these are double entry systems, that's what they call it. And they all have this. They all have credits, debits. Oops. Sorry, please bear with me since it's my first time with this. And then we have something called the normal balance. And the normal balance is where you put the transaction if there's an increase. So you can imagine it as your go-to. Do you go to the credit side or do you go to the debit side? So here's where the mnemonic comes in. So for assets, it's always the normal balance is always in the credit side. Now for the rest, like the liabilities, equity, revenue, they're all in the debit side. Oh wait, wait. My bad, my bad. Okay. Okay, ulit nga. My gosh, this is such a simple topic, but it's so hard to explain. Alright. Alright. One thing you have to remember is that the debits will always be in the left side, while the credits must always be on the right side. And then assets, the normal balance for assets is debit. Then for the rest, it's credits. And then expenses, it's debit as well. So the pattern here is that it's like the it's like the positive sign is in the like it's in the corner. So that's how I want to remember this. So knowing debits and credits is important because you have to understand the interactions between uh the five areas. Right. So that's the first step is analyzing the transaction. Later we'll go more into this, but the second one will be journalizing transactions. All right. No, my handwriting. Journalizing transactions. So when it comes to journalizing transactions, this will come out in the exam wherein you're given a sort of question and then you have to analyze it. So well, when it comes to journalizing transactions, as far as I know, there are a lot of ways. Okay. So there's one for I know that there's six. I'll try to see if I remember them, but there's one for investments, there's one's for service, um payables, notes, expenses, and then uh drawings. So one, two, three, six. Oh, there's six. So that means I memorized all of them. All right, good job. So here, um, the question will come out like, let's start with the investments. Okay, so a question will come out like, wait, I'll use the text now. Um, what's the date today? October will October. Let's just say October 2. On October 13, Engineer Avila. Whoa. Engineer Avila um invested 500,000 pesos into uh I can't think of a business name. Avila Contractor Enterprises. Enterprises. Contractor Enterprises. All right. On October 13th, invested. So that's how the test is. That's how it's gonna come out in the test. So we are given a question, and then you have to like do step one and step two, which are analyze the transactions and then journalize the transaction. So here you first figure out which of the five of these are taking place, which of the five like alere. So dito, um 500,000 pesos. So you're dealing with rather dealing with cash and equity. Okay. Cash because it mentions 500,000 pesos. Oh wait, no, not cash, but rather assets. That's because cash is an example of a current asset. This was discussed in the previous lectures, which is why I for those of you who's been listening to this for the first time, that's kind of like you might get lost easily. But ito, when you analyze this, you have to analyze which of the five is happening right now. So it's assets because it deals with money and money is an asset. And equity because when you invest money in a company, automatically it becomes your equity. So anything with the keyword invest, equity comes into play. So dito, since nagbigay ka ng pera, I think that's like you increase your assets. And then equity, you also increase your equity. So with that, now after you analyzed it, you have to do the second step, which is to journalize transactions. So this is the fun part. So it you have to make a certain table. So let's see. There's the number and then uh date. So it has to be DD, MM, YY, and then particulars. And then always remember, oh wait, before this you have to put PR. So PR stands for post reference. This is where you get it's like the receipt. It's where you can look back on if you want to verify if the information is correct. And then we have debit and credit. Always remember debit must be on the left side. So debit and credit. All right. So this is transaction number one. So it was on October 13. Oh, let's just say it was on 2025. So 13, 10. Oh wait, no, that's not how you do it. It's you do it like um 13 Oaks 2025. Yeah, that's how you do it. Then for the particulars, what particular assets and what particular equity um were used. So for the particulars, wait, una, alamin mo muna kung which of these two is debit and which of them is credit. So assets, since if you go back here, so since nag-increase naman siya, wala namang minus, we can assume that we should follow this certain format. So since wala namang minus, wala namang decrease, assets are DR, the debit, and then equity, this one, is credits. So we can assume that the assets are our debits and the equity is our credits. And then, um, particulars, yung assets natin in particular was the money, producing money. And then, wait, one thing to mention din is that palaging nauuna yung debit sa credits. Like example, basta yun, palaging nauuna. Hindi pwedeng mauna muna i-compute yung credits bago yung debits. Dapat yung debits muna. So, money, so 500,000 daw. Yeah, so you mentioned, you add here in the debit side, 500,000. And then, um, you also add the particular for equity. So that one is like engineer Avila investment. All right. So dito naman, since we've said na credit siya, so you put it naman sa credit side. You always remember that the debit should always be equal to credit. So ito naman, I think they're equal naman. So I think we're doing a great job. We're on the right track. So dito, after nito, parang okay na to. Yeah, it's okay na. Pero there's one last important detail. What you have to do next is you have to put a certain note below, like below dito. You have to put a certain note. And then I forgot. Let me just check my notes. Pero ang nilalagay dyan is um something about this. So I'll base on my previous knowledge tapos double check ko na lang if tama. So uh recorded on investment on account. So what this means is that having a description below this will allow the reader or the viewer to understand what kind of transaction is taking place. Ano ba sa anim na to yung nangyayari? So double check ko. Ah, oh, oh. Well, I mean, it's near enough because the one in the slide was it's near enough kasi ito to record the investment of the owner. Yeah, of ay, di sumama. Ayan, to record the investment of the owner. Well, I mean, parang malapit na rin. Well, hindi naman dapat word by word tama. So, pero ayun, that's how you journalize the transactions for investments. So, we have 1 out of 6 finished. We have 5 more to go. Now, next up, we will go naman to service. So, ang scenario ko is, I'll think of one right now. Hmm, service. So, let's say, on October 15, 2025, Avila Corporation, oh, Avila Haircuts, Avila Haircuts, what a bad name, boy. Avila Haircuts, rendered service customers on account. Ayan, so that is our scenario. And ito, ang keyword natin is service para malaman natin na it is a transaction under service. October 15, Avila Haircuts. Okay. So you do the same process. So kailangan mo na yung number. So this is the second transaction. And then date. Yun. So date 15 Oats 2025. So particulars, uh, PR. Since yung PR wala namang binigay, we can disregard that muna. And yun, as always, debit and credit. Alright. Ay, wala palang amount. Uh, Rendered service to customers. Wala palang pera. Customers, okay. For 2,000 pesos. Parang mahal naman ng gupit na yan. Alright, 2,000 pesos. Sige na, 200 na. 200 na lang. Alright, 200 pesos. So, dito, ang ating variables naman of the five is income kasi we have income kasi we rendered service. So, since we rendered, ay, where's my, makasulat to? Alright. So, we have income and income and asset ba? Wait, let me check my notes. Income and, I feel like it's income and asset. Ah, yeah. Income and asset. Alright. So, dito, since nag-increase naman silang dalawa, nag-increase ba sila dalawa? Yeah, they did. They both increased. Wala namang mention na decrease. So if there's no mention of decrease, you can assume that it's increase. So dito, income that is under revenue. So if you go back to our little mnemonic, revenue, it's credit. So ito, kung ano man yung nasa income, you'll put it in the credit. It's assets. Since pataas naman siya, put it in the debits as usual. Ito ang assets natin is, ay, ano ba yan? Yung ano natin, yung question natin, masyadong kulang. Masyadong kulang yung questions natin. Oops. Oh my gosh. Hirap pala maging teacher. Ay, on account. So, dito, ang ating particulars for asset is accounts receivable. Kasi, the logic behind this is that we gave the customers who rendered the service on account. So, kapag on account, hindi pa talaga siya binabayaran ng cash. It's like you have to pay it on another date. And then, kung ganun yung case, if that's the case, is considered an asset because in the future it will give you an economic benefit. And income because since you rendered service, obviously you have income. So ito, here we can just put the particular for income as service fee. Tama ba? Service fee? Ah, service revenue. Service revenue pala. Yung dapat. So, service revenue. Ayan. So, now that we know which are credits and debits, we can add this muna. So, di ba, since debits yung mauuna, you can mention muna dito, accounts receivable. Okay, accounts receivable. And then, yung ano mo, 200 pesos. So, you put that in the debit side. And then, next one is our acting service revenue. So that one is on the credit side. And then don't forget the cherry on top, ang ating note. So um I forgot I forgot what you put here pero okay. To record the investment on to record the investment on rendered service to customers. Well, customer na lang. Customer on account. Okay, tama ba? To record the collection, to record the service rendered na kami. I mean, tama naman tayo. It's just longer. Pero ayun. Now, meron tayong isa pang variation ng service. And this is when, di ba, dito kasi, you gain accounts receivable. Kumbaga, babayaran nila yun on a later date. But when that later date comes, that is a different type of journalizing. So dito naman, for that certain scenario, we will have to do the same steps. So ito naman, this is transaction tree. Okay? I'm sure you know the process na. Particulars. Okay, well, PR. Okay, DR na lang. DR, SCR. Ayan. So, the scenario that we have is that, um, okay. So let's say na on December 1, we received um 1,000 pesos cash from clients billed on October 15. Ay, ano ba yun? Ayong umano yung, so on December 1, this actually really cringe, not gonna lie. So on December 1, we received 1,000 pesos cash from client billed on October, kailan yun? October 15. Alright. So dito, ano yung dalawa ulit? So dito yung dalawa natin is, feeling ko income, and then asset. Alright. So income, mukhang tumaas naman siya. So we are gonna follow the normal one we have in the mnemonic, which is credits. Meanwhile for assets kasi, yung sa, when we build the client, we gain asset. Pero now, nawala na siya. Naging income na yung asset natin. So, when that happens, hindi na natin ma-follow yung normal balance. And that is because hindi na going up yung ating asset. It's going down. Oh my gosh. My meeting will end in 10 minutes. Well, speedrun na lang natin to. But, okay. Speedrun natin. Ito, basically, di ba, DR to kanina. Ngayon, since pababa na siya, credits na siya. So, income, ano ba tong income na to? Income, credits, wait, ano to? Ay, hindi pala income, but rather, it would be asset din. Both asset. Pero, itong kaiba lang sila is sa particulars kasi ito, yung nawala is ang ating accounts receivable. And then dito naman, yung nawala na cash. So, okay. So basically, ito na ngayon yung sa DR natin and ito yung sa credits. So, as always, ay, nauuna pala yung date. Oh my gosh, guys. Lutang na ako. Okay, mauna pala yung date dito. cases sa particulars. Sorry guys, naninibago lang ako. But date, so DD, MM, YY, tas particulars. Alright. Ano na to? December 1. So, 01, ay, ano ba? 12, tapos 2025. Tapos, yung credits muna mauna. So, ano dito yung credit? Although they're both assets, they're not both debits and credits. So, yung ating debit dito is cash. So, cash. And then, 1,000. And then next up, we have accounts receivable. So, that will be our credits. And then, yung note. Ano ba yun? Yung note na naman. Saan tayo nahihirapan? To record the investment, hindi, not in, to record the receipt of payment on account. Okay, tama ba? Parehas lang ba yung idea? To record the collection from client. Okay, pwede na rin. Well, imbis na receipt, you can add collection of payment on account, tapos from client. Sorry guys, medyo lutang yung pag-discuss ngayon. Hindi ako pwede mag-teacher. Then, 6 minutes na lang tayo. Well, at least you've discussed this. And then, ang kailangan na lang natin is itong apat. So that one, I'll discuss that na lang on a separate video. So, again, I'll continue this in a while.